This is a HeadGum podcast.
Oh, yeah. Welcome to A Funny Feeling Podcast. I'm Betsy Sidaro.
And I'm Marcy Jarrow. This is a podcast where comedians tell us their paranormal experiences, and we listen to yours as well.
Oh, yeah. And if you have one of these paranormal experiences that you want to share with us, please email it to us at funnyfeelingpod@gmail.com.
Now get cozy.
And prepare yourself to be scared silly.
This is a Funny Feeling podcast. Hey, Betsy.
Marcy.
What is up?
Nothing much.
All right.
You were like making...
I was
like hand gestures as though you're doing beat poetry.
Do you remember that scene?
So I married an actor. Yes, absolutely.
She stole my cat and my heart.
Well, man. Oh yeah,
Mike Myers.
Fucking.
That was
funny.
one of his most grounded, right?
Yes. Yeah, I think so.
Oh boy.
But he still got to play his dad.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
Good for him.
Yeah, great.
He's doing great.
That movie's great.
All right, so I am going to tell you a little something today.
Okay.
About, and let's see if I can muddle through this word.
Uh-oh.
The Camazotz.
Whoa, what?
Camazotz, maybe. Or Camazotz. Camazotz or Camazotz, whatever. It's
Camazotz?
Camazotz.
Whoa.
So this is the Batman of Mexico.
Wait, the Batman or Bad Man?
Bat.
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 Whoa.
And I got this ripped straight off from ancientorigins.net.
Oh, yeah.
Ancientorigins.net. So, the Camazotz means death bat. Oh, God.
Oh, boy.
It's going to be a hard one. Buckle up, guys.
Death bat.
Death bat.
Ooh, that's spooky.
In the Quiche Mayan language of Guatemala. So, this originated deep in Mesoamerican mythology, and it is this dangerous cave-dwelling bat creature.
Whoa.
So, it's got a cult following for this creature amongst
cult following.
Well, this
I
is
guess
like
that's the ultimate type of cult following.
Yeah.
Right?
Right. Like
not just loving the movie Clue.
Yeah.
But like an actual, like, this is
religion and this is ancient. Yeah.
Yeah.
The Zapotec Indians of Oaxaca. Is that how you say that? Oaxaca?
Yeah, I believe so. The
Oaxaca,
OAX.
Mexico.
Yeah.
So it was later adopted into the pantheon of Mayan Quiche. I should just learn Spanish. You know what? Another Mayan tribe. So there's legends of this bat god and all sorts of like.
You gave up.
It looks like quiche. It looks like
It's
quiche.
very funny.
And I only know the word. I know the word quiche. So I'm gonna say
Yum,
quiche.
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 Quiche, maybe.
Yeah. Quiche. All right.
Quiche.
Anyway, it's in Mayan literature. So, and we know many cultures, they consider bats menacing creatures. Mm-hmm. They're nocturnal, so they're associated with darkness, the night. And that's
Mono's mom got a bat caught in her hair one time.
Did anyone see it? Did you?
Oh yeah, they tried to get it out.
Well, that's nice. Yeah. That's.
I think in
Did
Greece.
she put a lot of like hairspray in her hair? Yes.
Have you seen this?
I've seen pictures of her, but you know, sometimes it's hard to tell. Like, so it's like literally the bat was probably so scared. Okay.
Sorry. Okay. Whew.
Okay. So a lot of bats look weird, right? You got like weird little pig faces, and some are giant. And so most people are afraid of bats.
They're mammals, right?
They're mammals, yeah.
Okay.
They're essentially like a rat or a mouse that evolved to have wings.
Wow.
Like straight up. I believe, you know, I'm full of lies and I always tell inaccurate facts on this podcast, but that's what I think.
I'm here for that.
So there's also some species of bats that do actually suck blood, like the vampire bat. So,
Oof.
So, like I said, in Mayan culture, it's linked to death. It's also the name of a monstrous creature which inhabited a cave called the House of Bats.
Whoa.
In Popol Vuh. Most scholars believe the Camazotz were actually inspired by the common vampire bat, but others have suggested that it was actually a giant vampire bat that probably went extinct during the Holocene periods. Holocene, whatever. So we got a monster bat. So
Whoa.
So they got this bat, this cave. They're like, it's the cave of death, whatever. The House of Bats.
Ew.
So this monster with roughly a humanoid body,
Whoa,
and the head of a bat, and a nose that resembled a flint knife, which I don't know what a flint knife is. But maybe it means like two little pronged.
Yeah, maybe.
You know what? I could look it up. So it's said to attack victims by the neck and decapitate them. So it's recorded that this creature decapitated a Mayan hero, the Hanapu.
I do think if you just slow it way down, you'll get it.
It's not getting better. Hanapu. Hunahpu.
Hanapu.
So they also believe that this is one of the 4 animal demons responsible for wiping out mankind during the age of the first sun. Which is, a deep dive into Mayan culture that I don't have time for right now.
I don't know what you're talking about.
They believe there was a sun before our sun.
Oh.
I don't really know. Hey,
Okay.
I only looked up bat demons.
I'm here for the bat demons.
So these bat-like demons and monsters are common in South America and Central America. There's also another one that's the story of I'm going to say Chon in Peru and Chile. It's thought to be created when a sorcerer known as the Kaku performed a magical rite, causing his severed head. I don't know how he performed a rite after his head was cut off, but let's not dig in.
Marcy?
Let's not dig in.
Marcy? Anybody can perform a ritual.
So anybody, I don't care if your head is attached or not. I'm not judging different body types.
Yes, okay.
That is just
every body is beautiful.
Everybody, even if your head is not on your body, it's still beautiful, and you should be positive and post it on Instagram in a sec.
Love your head.
Thickless
body.
Be thick, be beautiful, headless body. So he performed this magical rite, causing his severed head to sprout giant ears and talons at death.
Ew.
So these giant, I don't know why he knew. He's like, let me make a mental note to do this ritual so that when I die,
when my head
I
is
will.
severed.
So these giant ears became wings.
Whoa.
I believe this.
Dumbo.
What? Dumbo. I really believe this understanding of, or this interpretation of how bats fly is just some flawed, basic anatomy of a bat. They're like, yeah, those are the wings.
That's the wings, the flop.
They flip and they flap. Archaeologists propose that these monsters have a basis in encounters with real animals, such as the vampire bat. Wow. And it's favored because of its historical association with bloodletting and sacrifice. It is possible that these legends could be derived from a giant bat that was present during this time period, which doesn't exist any longer.
Yeah. Ooh.
So, giant vampire bats. In 1988, a fossil of a vampire bat was discovered in the Montes province of Venezuela.
Whoa.
The bat was larger than the modern vampire bat by 25%. And was dubbed Desmodus Draculae.
Whoa.
And it's more popularly known as a giant vampire bat. So they've found these giants in the Yucatan, Belize, northern Brazil, Venezuela. Then they found them like in the later 2000s, like further out. Okay. So the latest age found for these giant bats is a site that is circa 1650 AD.
Whoa.
That's a long time ago. So the latest ages are hard to ascertain, but probably in that time period of the Holocene or Holocene. I don't know.
Was that a Mayan?
It's like a period of time.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Yes,
it's a period of time. So in addition to all this stuff, there have been mysterious sightings of giant bats or bat-like creatures. So the earliest sighting of modern time dates back to 1947 when J. Harrison claimed to have seen several large flying creatures which were described as giant bats, though some people claim they were a living pterosaurus.
Whoa.
But I don't know. In the early 1950s, a Brazilian couple claimed they encountered a bat-like creature in the same valley of fossils that the giant vampire bat was discovered in Brazil. Another one occurred in 1975 when an outbreak of animal mutilations hit Puerto Rico. A farmer said he was repeatedly attacked by two gray bird-like creatures.
Jesus Christ. Wait, what year? In the 70s?
75. These creatures were also seen by others throughout the mutilation outbreak.
What?
So there was another sighting in the mid-70s in Texas when a farmer asserted that he had encountered a bald bat or a pterosaurus-like creature with short beaks and gorilla-like faces.
Whoa.
And 3 toed prints of this creature were also have been found. Weird. Though I don't know why it would be walking around. Maybe it was on top of things, like hanging on a roof line. So there's all these like different evidence, fossil evidence, and these strange stories about these giant bats. And
it's kind of like Mothman style.
It does remind me of Mothman a lot.
Like,
it's just like a different, like
just a little bit different.
South American Mothman.
Yeah.
So these have been encountered by ancient inhabitants of South America and Central America, and then now modern times. So it could be this giant vampire bat, or it could be something else.
Whoa.
So there have been evidence that suggests that whatever this was coexisted with humans for thousands of years.
Wow.
And it is
if it's the 1650, like if one of those was found dating back to 1650 AD, people were kicking it. Like people were around.
1650 though, that's
like Elizabethan era, like in Europe.
Yeah.
And fucking pilgrims and shit.
Also, like that was, I think,
but then also just a lot of indigenous.
In Mesoamerica, though, that was a thriving time, you know.
Huge. Before, like.
Or around.
Like, as, like, conquistadors were cut. Like.
Yeah. When did that happen?
But there were so many different civilizations in Central and South America.
I mean, I think the conquistadors invaded Mexico about 100 years before that, but even still, like that they were seeing these creatures in this. So it does stand to reason that they could have, in this ancient like Mayan culture, these things could have thrived.
Yes.
And then once like those cultures died out, then they became more scarce. But who knows what they are? We don't know.
Or like became extinct, like
extincted. Yeah, so that is the Camazotz.
Wow.
Or the death bat.
That's death bat.
It's spooky,
so spooky. Yeah, I like it though. It feels like it's just a
big bat.
A big now extinct bat.
Also, even still, like if you tell me that something that should be extinct is around, like that's spooky too.
Yes, absolutely.
Like a pterosaurus or whatever.
Yes, absolutely.
Spookity.
The dodo.
Oh God.
The poor dodo.
You know, some animals just weren't made for this world. Like the dodo just had a hard time.
Hard time.
It had a hard time.
Yeah.
Like giant pandas, they have a hard time.
Oh, they're so cute.
Like we can help them as much as we want to, but they're having a hard time.
They're gonna be fine.
They're always climbing up trees that are too small to support their weight.
Oh, but they give us such good videos.
They're rolling down hills.
They're sneezing.
They're always like popping out a baby that's the size of a mole rat. And they're like, oh, and it scares them because they didn't even know they were having a baby because it's so tiny. And they come out without any fur. And it's like, have you seen that video of that mom who pops out a baby and she looks like she sneezes and a baby pops out her vagina and she looks scared?
I haven't seen that. A baby pops out when she sneezes?
Or something.
No, the baby sneezes and it scares the mom. That's one of them.
Wait, I'll look it up and show you.
Panda sneezing.
Panda giving birth. Look it up.
Oh, God.
All right. So if you guys have any cool folklore, urban legends, spooky stories, send it to us.
Yeah. We would love to hear them.
Anything, whether it's like a weird dream, premonition,
anything,
apparition, send it to us at funnyfeelingpod@gmail.com.
And rate and review. Tell your friends, subscribe, all of that stuff. We would appreciate it.
And then I'm going to learn Spanish, I think. I'm going to have to.
Sí.
Betsy.
Marcy.
I am truly so excited.
Me too.
Our guest today is my roommate, my office mate at work. He is very funny. He is a snappy dresser.
Yes.
He always comes in with a new look.
Yes.
He's a writer, comedian, writes on Brooklyn Nine-Nine with me. He has written on The Break with Michelle Wolf. And he's in the comedy collective 3P.
Yeah.
Dewayne Perkins.
Oh my God, hello.
Welcome.
What an illustrious intro. Thank you.
Oh man, I usually
From my roommate.
fuck it up so much. I usually mess it up real bad, huh, Betsy?
Oh yeah. She usually eats shit so hard doing that.
I'm so glad you raised the bar for yourself.
I was like, let's learn. Let's change.
She's been
let's
practicing.
Grow. Yeah, my practice is I'll read it.
Yeah, I won't just try to be like, what is it?
So Dewayne,
Yes.
tell us about yourself. You're from you're not originally from Chicago, or
I am
are
born
you?
and raised.
A sweet little Midwestern boy.
I really
wearing
am.
your overalls.
I did not realize how Midwestern I was until I moved to the coast, and I was like, "Oh, I am from the Midwest for sure."
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's real, and a lot of people are like, "Oh, you're I'm from Colorado," and a lot of people are like, "Okay,
Yeah, you're like
something's
there's
different."
a vibe. There's
Yeah.
like something happened in your upbringing that affects you, and I'm like, yeah.
Absolutely.
Even on the lot, I would just talk to random people, and people are like, "Why are you talking to me?" And I'm like, "We made eye contact. I don't know."
Yeah,
You started
we say
this.
hello, right?
Your eyes screamed at me, so I said hello.
It's so funny because I'm a Southerner, but I think living in New York so many years, I was like, don't ever look anyone in the eye.
That is why I had to leave that
Absolutely.
city.
Keep trucking.
Yeah.
I
That's
was
what
like, oh
bums
my
me
God,
out.
y'all want me to be so much harder than I am, and I am not. I'm very soft and sensitive.
You're a soft, sensitive man.
I
I
like
know
to
this.
stroll. I
I'm
don't
aware.
walk fast.
Yeah, I'm like,
I don't
y'all
care.
are angry.
He kind of glide dances everywhere he goes.
I just want to float through life, honestly.
There's a very Fosse movement about you when you're like walking in and out of a room.
Yes.
Yes, I think every sidewalk is a stage. Why not?
Yeah, it took you 45 minutes just to get into this house
But
because you were there. It was
He
awesome.
did so many
It was
pirouettes.
beautiful.
Thank you. That is my essence. But yes, born and raised in Chicago, lived there until I graduated college. Then I stayed there for a couple more years working in Second City doing like improv and stuff.
great.
That's where I met Chris Red. He's a mutual friend. We talked about it before
He's
we
the best.
started recording. And then from Chicago, I moved to New York. Then from New York to Los Angeles.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Oh
Yeah.
my God.
You're fine.
I slapped the mic.
Dewayne, I just realized I did not offer you a drink. And I will pause this fucking podcast.
Oh, I brought my Evian water.
Okay, just wanted to make sure. I was like,
I am a
oh
prepared gal.
my God. I got so mad at me. So let's just launch into it. We always
Yeah,
start by
let's do
asking
it.
our guests, what, if anything, do you believe about the paranormal?
I believe. Okay, so the way that I go about life generally is that I am pretty open to every experience, and I'll use the logic and experience that I have to be like, okay, does this make sense?
Yeah.
And if I can't come up with a logical reason as to why this should not make sense. I'll just be like, well, then this is a brand new thing that I have to just believe in.
Oh, I love it. Yeah.
That's so great.
It happened recently when I saw a psychic, and I was like, okay, let me see what happens. And then she was saying stuff, and I was like, I guess psychic's real, because there's no reason she should know any of this.
I love the calm nature in which you take it, and you're like, well, I guess werewolves are real. I don't need to judge him.
I have those like moments like in my life where like I like know I've been like, oh, this is a new thing that I just realized was a thing.
Yeah.
I'd be like, okay, well, this is new. And that was one of those moments I'd be like, okay, so psychics are new. That's real.
They're
I
real.
just got to add that to my life.
I feel that's got to be like such a nice way to live, right? Like rather than trying to stop your
or like resist something
where it's just kind of like, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
It can make you feel crazy if you're like, no. Did she Google me?
Yeah. I think it stems from just like my identity, just like being like a gay black man and growing up and being like, well, everything that I learned, my identity kind of like debunked and broke. So I was like, if I were closed off, the people that would think the same way would not be able to accept me. Mm-hmm. So I'm just like, well, gay people are a thing, so I assume everything else is a thing. Why not? Shit.
Of course.
And that's why it's so like crazy that people are like so adamant to be like, I'm gonna fight this thing. I'm like, girl, it is so easy to just like accept it and not care.
And move on.
I'm like, girls are like, whatever.
It feels like at one point it seems to be that it was more accepted. Like if you look at any Greek art, you're like, oh yeah, they're fucking everybody.
Yeah, like
So like, and also like the idea, like putting that in, like connecting it to like metaphysical things, is that like people used to believe a lot more, and then we're like, no, that's wrong, and that is not how things are, and you can't believe it, and it's bad.
That's stupid. Like I truly think that like psychics are real, ghosts are real. I've felt things like the psychic told me that I'm like kind of psychic, and I was like, I've always felt this. Well, she basically told me I have like a psychic level intuition, and that's why I think the way that I think, and that's why it's so easy for me to like move through space at times, because I'm like, that's weird, I'm going to avoid that. And there's like certain spaces where I've walked in and been like, nobody else feels this thing that I'm feeling of like weirdly in Los Angeles, the first time I ever walked into the Comedy Store, I was like, there's a vibe here, something.
Oh my god, it's crazy haunted.
Like this is
weird. It
weird.
is crazy haunted.
I felt so like unsettled.
Yes.
And I was like, and just being like, does nobody else feel that like the like air is giving off like a vibe that does not feel good? And I was like, I can't be here.
Did anyone like talk to you about the place though?
No.
It is so.
I knew nothing of it. Like I had to do. Like I went there for like a callback for like JFL, something that was just like, come to this place, and I was like, I've heard of this, but because I don't care about these things that much, I just like don't know the history of it, and so I like looked outside and like I was like, oh, people like this is famous. Like I only knew it in comparison to the Cellar in New York, because I was like, oh, I know what the Cellar is. I assume this is the Cellar for Los Angeles.
Yeah.
And so I walked in just being like, whatever, comedy. And the moment I walked in, I was like, ooh, there's a chill. I don't like this at all. And then we went to like the belly room.
Yes.
And I was like, what is like, and it just, I had to just like leave. I was like, okay, can we wrap this up so I can like not come here? Because like the vibe, then the show was not good. Like it was just like everything about that space just felt very negative. Yeah. And I was like, this feels burdensome. So I'm just gonna like not.
Yeah.
And then people always ask like, why don't you do more clubs? And I'm just like, sometimes they just have vibes that I don't like. Like they make me feel uncomfortable like existing in that space.
Yeah. And it's a cool place to get to where it's like, oh, I don't have to force myself to do this thing that makes me uncomfortable or it's not fun.
It just, I was just like, vibes don't match, gotta leave.
Yeah, I'm out. Whoa.
I totally found that like moving to LA because of like the dreams of the city. So many hopes. I was like, this place has a lot going on. In a way, like, New York's different. The energy is like, there's a lot of it there, but it all feels like it's everyone's energy going all the time. Yeah. And here, it's just like, no, things stay here.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, that's the general vibe that I also feel like. New York felt like overwhelming because there was just like a lot
Yeah.
of it. It was just like, why? There's so much happening. Everybody has to chill. And then you move here. And it is very chill. So when you come upon something, you're like, well, that was specific. Like,
yeah.
okay. And like there is like a weird gloom sometimes of being like, man, people, this city has killed people. Like there's like some bad shit has happened in this city. And it will continue. Like it's just like the like seediness. You can just like feel it.
Yeah.
You just like have to consciously just push it down and be like, all right, I'm not a part of that. But like some weird shit. The fact that like there's even things like the 27 Club and like I'm like this industry is insane and like all this like Epstein stuff, like there's just like a level of darkness that I feel that I'm just like something's there.
Wait, Jeffrey Epstein was more Florida though, right? We have to give him to Florida.
Just in terms of like power, like power and like money, like the amount of money that's here, blows my mind and it feels crazy.
Yeah,
I know, especially when you're like thinking of like all the struggling people. Like one, we used to be. Or, like truly like being like, will I make it today? Will I have enough money?
Yeah.
And then you like drive home from work and you're so lucky to have a job and you like go under the Gower overpass. You're like, there's so many homeless people here.
My very first visit to Los Angeles. And this is when I was like, oh, I'm Midwestern. I was like, ooh, Hollywood Boulevard. Yay. Gross. And then
first of all, nasty.
I went there with my boyfriend and we were like walking and there was like a homeless person on the ground. And I was like, this person looks dead. People are stepping over them and this is making me uncomfortable. I should do something. Yeah. So I called the cops being like, hey, this person may be dead on the sidewalk. They don't look like they're breathing. And so I was like, I'm not giving you my info though because I don't know y'all.
Yeah, exactly.
So I just like kind of like waited like near, just being like, all right, are the cops gonna come? And they came, just like kicked him. And he got up, and then I was like, where am I?
Yeah.
What is this city?
And then you move 15 feet further, and the same thing's happening. Where it's like, wait, I think this person's dead.
Oh, this is what this is?
Yes.
Okay. I just really didn't. I really thought that on that block, I'm like, this is an isolated thing. And no one cares. This is crazy.
Yeah.
And then I was like, oh, let me just shut the fuck up and go.
Well, I better not try to help or I'll get them kicked.
Like, God damn, okay.
I guess I don't want nobody kicked because of me.
And there's a hotel on, what is that street? Melrose? There's like a haunted hotel that I stayed at here. And I like looked it up because it was very cheap. And I was like, I don't care about no damn ghosts. I'm poor. This is stupid.
Yeah, what were the, what was the story of it?
It was just like a lot of people being like, there's weird vibes, like things move. Like I just don't like it. And I was like, I am very poor. I don't care.
Yeah. Did anything happen?
Well, I only stayed there one night.
Okay.
And I went there very in the mindset of being like, I don't care if you're I don't care. I need to go to sleep. Like this day has been stressful. Like
I got a
truly
man kicked.
Possess me and take over my life. I'm tired. And so it was fun. Like it was just like not a nice place because it was just like old. But it was like the front desk person was nice, kind of weird, but like very nice.
Yeah.
And then I was like, this is great. I woke up the next morning being like, I don't feel anything. And then on my way to the elevator, I felt this like chill, and then like there was like a bang behind me, and I looked around and no one was there, and then I was like, oh, I have to leave. It felt like as I was leaving, the hotel was like, yeah, bitch, leave. And then I was like, I am.
I was like, yeah, you
don't
didn't
have
care.
to like do anything. Like I'm checking out.
I didn't want to be. I'm on my way out.
And it was that thing of like, it felt like I was like, you know that feeling when you're like kidding around with somebody, someone like throws something at you and then you're just like, stop it.
Yes.
It felt like that, but like a presence of like, I was just like walking and then something made me like go like, oh my God. Like it was just like a weird thing and be like, what am I reacting to?
Yes.
And I was like, I gotta go.
Do you think it's like that you had your guard up, that you were just like, I'm not interacting with this the whole night, and then as you were leaving you were like, good, I'm out of here? It was like, not so fast.
I think that's exactly what it was. 'Cause, like, as I was leaving, that was my mindset of like, this is so stupid. Oh my God.
Yes,
and then I was like, oh, got it.
Okay, you got me. You got me. Okay.
Clever.
Yeah, all right. Smart.
Okay.
Smart.
I was like, this is a fun ghost. They have good timing.
A comedian.
I was like, ooh, a failed comedian probably.
Absolutely.
Oh,
Ooh, I wonder which, I feel every hotel is haunted
I think
as
it's
shit.
called like Hollywood.
Everything is
Boulevard?
Hollywood Boulevard Death Trap.
Death Trap.
Did you grow up religious by any chance?
Not like fully. I had like family members that were like but it wasn't like the family has to do this. Like I would get forced to go to church, but there was no like learning. It was just like, you have to come because like you can't stay home.
Yeah,
And so I
exactly.
would go and be like, why are we here? Like, what am I supposed to be getting out of this?
Yeah.
But my grandmother was like pretty religious, and also I'm pretty sure she was a witch. And we would like talk about it. She had like an imaginary friend
What?
named Cosmo. My family still talks about it. It's very strange. So like there was this instance where my family was over my grandmother's house, and my grandfather, this is like a very like trauma story. My grandfather got like drunk.
Well, tell us whatever you're comfortable with.
I mean, I'm fine with trauma. It made me who I am.
Yeah. Thank you, trauma.
My grandfather was like, I was pretty young. My grandfather was like drunk and like trying to get physical with my grandmother, and my grandmother was like, "Don't start." And then my grandfather like grabbed her, and then she just yelled Cosmo, and then my grandfather's no joke, his head split open, and
wait,
and then like a bat fell, and then everybody was like, "Yeah, we didn't see anybody grab that bat." And then like my grandfather like went to the hospital, and we would like bring and like stuff would like happen, and like a light would like go off, and my grandmother would say like, Cosmo, stop playing, and then we would be like, is she trying to scare us? Like, we don't know like if this is like a bit, like, is this real? And she would like have these like, not potions, but she would just be like, well, I've learned you like mix this and this, and us being like, girl, this is a potion. What is this?
She's
like,
a witch for sure.
You can't just be like, this is a recipe. I'm like, and she lived in like the deep south. Like most of my family came from Mississippi and Alabama.
Okay.
And we all like lived in like a similar like street. It was called Perkins Lane. And it was just like where my family lived.
Yeah.
And it was always just like this weird vibe of like, there's some secret stuff happening that we don't talk about. And it was just like, and being like the city people, we would come and they would just say like, y'all don't get it because you're like city people.
Right.
And I was like, I'm young, but like I'm pretty like aware that like something's happening. Like there's like vibes and like y'all are like doing stuff and like y'all like whispering, and I'm just like, y'all on some weird witchy shit. So
witchy
like,
stuff at Perkins
I've always
Lane.
like thought that like that kind of stuff was like cool.
Yeah.
I was like, why wouldn't that happen?
Yeah.
And then I would watch movies like Skeleton Key and be like, well, this reminds me of my family. Just like seeing those like old ass like pictures and being like, this is your great great grandfather and they did this, and like there's a deep like connection to slavery, and slavery is like in my like I think about slavery like pretty often. It's not like this is like sad, but just been like an event in history. Like I think about World War I. Like these are things that happened, but there's like I have this like weird like me and my like 4 sisters have this like fear of like old slave pictures because we would see them as like kids in like our like houses and just be like, this is terrifying, like this is scary, like I don't like the way these make me feel. And so it's just like weird scary stuff like that. Like I went to a very old like great aunt's funeral, and I remember I was maybe like 7 or 8, and me and my sisters just kept being like, yo, there's like, and we would open up, like we went into this room and there was like a bunch of women just like in black, and we were like, what is happening? Like,
something's up.
It's my sister that's 1 year older than me. She had this fear of this lady that we grew up with in our like neighborhood. We called her the Fuller lady. Like that was just like her like nickname. And she was this woman. And we would always be like, Brittany, why are you so afraid of this lady? And when we were younger, there's this like curse on my family that
every single sentence you say, I'm just like, oh shit, man.
I just want to say before you go any further about the curse and the Fuller lady that one day I was like, Dwayne, would you be on my podcast? I can tell you have stories.
I was like,
I absolutely do.
Like you just got it. Like it's wafting off of you.
Yeah. So it was this lady named the Fuller lady who was like the neighborhood witch.
Yeah.
And she put this
As you
curse
have.
on my father and his oldest brother. So my grandmother had 14 kids. And I think a bunch of them died. So I knew only 10 of them.
Yeah.
And my family so talks about this. So this lady put a curse on my father and his oldest brother, saying that she gave them both $1 and said, "You can never spend these. Like this is like a talisman. Like you need there is a curse on your family.
Yeah.
You have to keep this." Like she did some spell and was like, "Don't spend these dollars." My father's brother immediately spent his $1 and then stole my father's $1 and then spent that.
Oh no.
And so the lady was like, "Yeah, your family is going to be cursed." And the Johnson men, because it's my father's side, the Johnsons, all of the men in that family lives have truly been tragic. And my mother refused to give me their last name. That's why my last name is Perkins.
Yeah.
She was like, "You're not going to be a part of that."
Yeah.
It's like a whole thing. It's like a whole thing. And then that woman is the lady that my sister would wake up crying because she would have nightmares of her tickling her.
That makes me want to fucking puke.
And then we would ask her why was she so
oh my God,
scared of this lady. And Brittany told us a story of when she was younger, she walked into this back room and there was this circle of there was a table and there was a circle with my grandparents and her and a bunch of people, and she said she saw a bunch of black stuff come out of her mouth. And she tells this story and she was like, "That's just a memory that I have and it's just terrible and I'm afraid of this lady."
Oh my God.
And she says if ever she sleeps on her back, she has dreams of this lady tickling her, so she always sleeps on her stomach.
Oh God.
Oh my
This is wild.
God.
Things that I learned as a kid and just kind of forgot because I was like, whatever. And now now that I'm talking, I haven't talked about this in years, and now that I'm just talking, I'm like, oh right, there were all these stories when I was younger of shit happening and me being like, whatever.
Yeah, just kind of cruising along.
Go to school.
Oh my
So
God.
did the Fuller lady put the curse on your relatives, or did she just acknowledge there was
She
one?
just acknowledged that there was
Got
one
it.
because my grandparents were like, there is just our family just can't catch a break. We would have people my favorite cousin murders his family. It's just truly tragic
Oh my
things. And being
God.
I would, and my family lived in the neighborhood that my school was in. So I would go to school and they'll be like, "Oh, your cousin did this thing," and me being like,
Yikes.
boy.
Oh my
So
God.
just a series of bad luck.
Yeah.
And I think they seeked her out to be like, "Hey, is there a thing that we can do?" And then she was like, "This is the thing. Your oldest son and youngest son has to do this thing." And my uncle was like, "Nope."
Yeah.
Oh,
I need those dollars.
This ain't real.
Quick. Yeah.
Oh, man.
And
Whoa.
his life has been very hard.
Yeah.
Oh, my
It's just
God.
very
Does
bad.
he acknowledge the curse or
I don't think no one really does.
Yeah.
Because I think it's also just is this a curse or systemic oppression?
Yeah.
Yes.
But
yeah.
it's just it makes you be like, well, these are. I don't know if there's if that's a way that marginalized people cope to put
Yeah.
a fantasy mirror on top of reality, be
Yes.
oh, these are just systemic problems that have been through our family because
Yep.
of systemic racism.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I think there's a combination, but also my family truly would just be into some real witchy shit, and I was like, it could be a combo.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah, I was like, I really think that a group of people can be so oppressed that they're that we have to find a way.
Yeah.
So why wouldn't we try out this option if that's an option?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it makes sense.
It makes total sense.
Oh my God. Let's take a quick break. And we're back.
Yeah, we are.
So, Dwayne, you were saying that maybe that might be the extent of your, or do you have any other personal experiences?
Not that I can on hand recall. There's just general feelings, me being very aware of my feelings and following them.
Yeah.
And that has, I think, led me to like live a certain life, and that's what me and the psychic were talking about, and her being like, hey, these are things that I'm seeing that you have chosen to do, which has made you the way that you are. And then it's just like her mainly like talking about why, because I've always felt slightly different in terms of like the way that I think, and being in environments that I'm in and being like, why aren't people thinking the way that I'm thinking about this situation? And it was just like nice to hear a person give a reason, though many people would be like, that's not real. And me being like, well, I've been searching for an answer my whole life, and this makes the most sense because ain't nothing else makes sense.
Exactly. So I'll take this for now.
That's what it is. But I can't think of like any like other like, oh, this is a moment.
So you said your grandmother,
incredible.
Was it your grandmother on your mom's side or your dad's side that was a witch?
My grandmother on my mother's side. So it was like my father's side had like the curse, and then my grandmother's, and then my mother's side was just like, my grandmother was just like witchy.
Do you think there was like a like drawn, like that your father was maybe drawn to that, like something that could help balance out the?
I think that there's just like a generation of because my mother's and father's family came from like the same place in the South. So I think that just like that generation of people from that area just has like a inclination for like the paranormal.
I find that like just like the Deep South in general, that I think it's a combination of like because of slavery, and that it's still like, I don't know, it's not as buried as it is, other places, and that there's so much of like island influence in New Orleans and stuff too, where like there was this mixture of like Catholicism was witchy as shit too.
So
it really is.
It's too spooky.
It's so spooky. I was just like listening to I listened to too much true crime, and it was about this like murder that took place in Vatican City, and like how it's just like all covered up by the Pope, and
of course,
like these people were looking for their sister, and the Pope was like, she's in heaven now. They're like, well, we haven't found her, so maybe she's not. And the Pope was like, she's in heaven.
Just me. She's in heaven.
Look,
I took her there.
It's not, it's like it wasn't his fault, but he was just like, look, I got some insider info, and
she's up there. She's up there.
But yeah, it just like is a really witchy place. So your mom is she like you or intuitive? Does she have any of that stuff?
I don't think so. I think in terms of like my family, I'm like the only boy, and the one, like my family has we just like followed this path where we like all went to the same schools. Like it was just like a very like, this is what we do. And I was the only person to be like, but why? Why are we doing it this way? I've always felt this way, just like generally. I feel the way at work. Like I just feel that way all the time, where I'm constantly asking questions, because I'm like, that's how you learn how things work. And that's how you like put the puzzle. Like if you know a bunch of info, when you see something, you're like, okay, I can put this through this filter of things that I've learned. And that's how you like grow as a person. And so I've just always like felt like being like, why why does it work that way? And there's not a lot of people in my family that asks that, which is, I feel, generally just like in life, I feel like it's easier to just be like, why ask questions, just like go with the flow.
Is known.
And my asking of questions was never like, I'm asking a question to secretly just be like, I'm being resistant. I'm like, no, I really want to know so that I can know, so that I can have a frame of reference to think about when things happen. Like, that's just like, I think how life works. And being like, if you experience and learn as much as possible, it's as helpful when you interact with things you don't know.
Yes, exactly. It's just like more tools.
Yeah, like that makes sense.
It's funny because like the wanting to not seem like you don't know stuff is what keeps people from like really growing.
It's crazy.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Just stuck in your ways.
Like, this is not about like the paranormal, just like normal life. Just like within like this industry and being like, oh, I used to feel so not confident about being smart. It's like growing up, I was, and this is not like me bragging, but I was just like a very smart child. Like my schools would like make it known, like, hey, you're very smart.
Okay, we get it.
You came in here with a graduation cap on.
Like when I was in high school, I was in this program called the IB program, and I was like the first like black male in like the history of my school to ever get it.
That's
amazing.
Because I was like, oh yeah, I was convinced like being as smart as possible is how you like counteract being black. because it's like you have to like be smart. And then when I like went into like the real world, and I was like, oh shit, I'm still like so far behind. And then knowing that like writing jobs, people from Harvard went like,
yes,
like it was just like such a like boundary of being like, oh, am I smart enough to be in these spaces?
Yeah.
And then I got in these spaces and was like, everybody's dumb. This is stupid. And then like, and me feeling like comfortable to be like, I don't know this thing. What is this? Like, tell me. Like, and I don't feel bad about it because I'm like, we still got the same job. So who's winning?
Exactly.
You had to go to Harvard. I didn't. So.
And now I know what that thing is. And I can now help.
Like you went to Harvard and did all of that, and I just asked you what it was, and you told me. So,
so there we go.
Also, there is this like mystique about like places like Harvard. Like, do you think their college is any different than ours?
No,
and they just have nicer
scam.
buildings.
It's this like it's such a scam.
It is a
It's just like this is so hard and inaccessible, and then you do it, and then you're like, anybody can do this job. You usually got to know how to do it. Just like know who to give it to.
It's
you.
just a different. It's a
it.
different type of fraternity.
It really is.
Yeah,
and I got kicked out of one. Because they were like, you don't fit in. And I was like, right?
I don't.
I know.
I'm fine with that.
I'm glad
None of this works for me.
Honestly, the fact that you guys noticed it is impressive.
I am shining. I'm such a star. I can't do that. That was college. Wow. That was good times.
So if you don't have any more stories, would you like to listen to one?
I love stories.
Okay, let me pull one up.
Betsy and Marcy. First of all, I absolutely love your podcast and I look forward to it every week. So thank you for making such awesome content. It's really fun. My ghost story is about the first house that I bought with my then husband. And it was a perfect house for me. We were really excited to move in. We ended up experiencing a lot of negativity in the house, partially because he had PTSD and had been to war and kind of developed alcoholism, and it turned into a very abusive marriage, so it ended and I moved out of the house. But while we lived there, there was something very odd about the main bedroom, our bedroom. One, it had a big screen door to the back porch and another big window, but it was always really, really dark. And no matter how like bright it was, a bright summer day, it was always just really dark in the room and really dark in the hallway. And I just thought that was weird. And maybe the angle of the house or something. Also, we had 3 dogs, and at night, for a while, they would all be, if they were laying down near the hallway where they could look down it, they would start barking or growling or just picking up their head and just staring down the hall. And I would get up and look in the hall, and nothing would be there except for this. It just got steadily super, super dark the closer that it got to the bedroom. And it used to really freak me out, and I couldn't quite figure out what was going on, why they were barking. Another weird thing that happened in the house was when things got particularly violent between my ex-husband and I was in a really dark spot, and I was contemplating how am I going to leave safely, or if I stay here, do I die? And I found that day when I was thinking, wow, if I stay, I actually might not. I might die someday. I was looking through my clothes to find something to wear for that day. And in one of my drawers, I have no idea how this happened, but I found a dead bird, a little dead bird in one of my drawers in my clothes. And I had been hearing the bird for days, but I just thought I was going crazy, or that it was like on a tree outside. It never dawned on me that it was inside. And so maybe the bird had nothing to do with, you know, a sign like I need to get the fuck out of there. But I kind of took it as a sign. So anyways, after we're divorced and both of us have moved out of the house, it's a small town, so I find out things quick. I found out that the owner before us, I don't know if he lived there with his family or not, but he killed himself with a shotgun in our bedroom, by like in the doorway area, like in the bedroom, almost out in the hall. So I think that while my ex-husband had his own problems going on, sometimes I think that house had made things extra nasty sometimes. Like whenever we would fight, it would get darker or feel really, really hot or really, really cold all of a sudden. And anyways, it was just a really weird house, and no one has been able to just peacefully live there for more than a couple of years since the man passed away in the house. So anyways, that's my story. Sorry it was so long. Thank you both.
Holy shit.
Sarah.
Wow, she just dropped that bomb and then was like, okay, bye.
Bye. All right, see you later.
Sarah.
Wow.
First, hey.
So that.
So happy
Yeah, right?
that you
That
made
is-
it out.
Me too.
I know.
That-
Me
Wow.
too. So sorry.
And so sorry that happened.
You had
Yeah.
to go through that.
My God, though, that was, you know, some ghost stories are scary and then some are like terrifying.
Yeah,
That is
Oh.
truly disturbing.
it really was.
The dark room and all. Also, like, there's so much, like, there's like a chicken or the egg thing there, too. With
Yes.
like, are the people coming in, like, sort of drawn to it because there's a darkness there? Like, is it
Yeah.
pulling them, or is the house making it, like, or is it just a little column A, a little column B?
I feel like I know there's like you should have to tell anybody who's buying a house
Yeah.
that something tragic happened, even if it was like 20 years ago. Because isn't there like, if it happened within a certain amount of years, you have to tell, or something
I
like
think
that, where it's
so.
like, I think you should have to tell every single detail about what's gone on in this house.
It should
I
be
mean-
like a Carfax, just being like, here's this printout of all the crazy shit.
Here's the
that's
crazy.
happened.
Here's what was like on the land before the house. Like I want everything.
I mean, yeah, like, you can pay for that.
Oh,
But like there are like people
Oh wow,
Like-
capitalism. Oh wow.
okay. Of course you can.
because once last year in the room one day I was like a little bored and I was like, I wonder if anyone died in my house. And you can Google, like you can go to a site that can tell you, like tell you all
Did you
like
pay money to find out?
I think I paid like $10 to be like, let's see who died in my house.
Oh my god.
And while a lot of people died while living here, no one died in this house.
Oh.
that makes
Okay.
sense.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Lucky me.
Hell yeah.
Although we know I don't believe that's the only way ghosts come a place.
Oh yeah. No.
Thank
Yeah.
Oh
you.
god, no.
That bird thing.
That was
Such a sign.
how could it not be?
Right.
That's exactly
That's-
it. Like, how could that not? Especially when she was like, I was.
It feels almost scripted. Like that's
Yes.
Yes.
cool, like
Yeah, where you'd get a note of like, hey,
Yeah,
that's
like,
a little too on the nose.
Yeah, like,
like,
hey,
no, please.
Although the alternative is just like a bird somehow got in her drawer and it was like, help me, help
I
me.
know it still like was
That
it
still feels
dark.
like
So crazy,
something
though.
was
Yeah.
drawing that bird to a drawer. Ooh, that really fucked
because
me
like the
up.
drawer had to be closed. Like I'm like there's just like two like that's
Yeah,
That's
it doesn't
crazy.
make sense. And the dogs too, like
that dark in the hallway. Like just like
Yes, and it
visually,
getting
I was
darker.
like nope.
Yeah.
no, thank
like that at all.
you.
Doing like,
that would be
dogs
such-
growling. if my dogs are growling at sunshine, I would be like, the sun's ghost.
Yeah. Something's in that sun.
That damn sun.
Something's happening.
Is a damn ghost.
Dogs just don't be growling for nothing.
No, they're seeing something.
And like, I look in my dog's eyes and I'm like, you get me. We love each other.
Yes.
So I'm like, if my dog is saying something, I'm like, I trust you.
Yeah,
There's some shit over there. Like,
you have 2 dogs, right?
Yeah.
You said one's
Cute.
smart, one's stupid.
one's kind of dumb, but it's so cute. One's like super smart and independent. That's the Siberian Husky.
Yes. Oh my God.
And when she is loving him, like, this is so worth it.
Yes.
And
When
then
she is.
the small one is truly like every second, like, I will love you forever. But you would be like, sit, and he'll just be like, you mean kiss your face? And I'm like, no. But also keep going. Don't stop.
I
And he'll
love
just like
that.
look at you, and like you'll tell him like do something, and he'll just like look at you smiling, and he just won't do it. And I'm just like, sit, and he'll just be like, you want to play? And I'm like, okay,
Fine, we'll play. Oh, that's so cute.
very cute. His name is Frodo. Very
Frodo.
cute.
Frodo.
What's the Siberian Husky's name?
Ponyo.
Ponyo and Frodo.
Oh, I gotta get a dog.
Yeah. Let's see. We have a little bit of time. If you don't mind, we can listen to one more quick one.
Yeah.
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
Ooh,
Let's
I love
see.
it. That one fucked me up.
That one was
It's
like
very
heavy.
scary.
Like I was like, where's this gonna go? How's this gonna end? I mean,
know.
she's talking, so she made it out. But
Yes.
I was like,
I had that thought
what
too.
is this
Like,
journey?
Really scary. Yeah. Pull one up.
Hey guys, I just wanted to tell you about a possible time slip that I experienced about 6 years ago. I was walking to the kitchen at the house I was living in at the time through the hallway, and as I got to the end of the hall where I could see into the kitchen, I stopped because I am surprised to see there's somebody at the sink doing dishes, and I'm the only one home. And it's not, I think it's a real person because it's solid. I can see her hair, her shirt. I can see all the shapes on her face is just like a person, just staring at a person at my kitchen sink when there shouldn't be, doing the dishes. And so I'm stopped staring at her, and she stopped doing the dishes and then staring at me, and we both looked shocked. She has a shocked look on her face, and I'm sure I did because I was like, what the heck is going on here? And then all of a sudden she goes away. And when she goes away, it's like my vision shifted is what it looked like, but it didn't. The part of the kitchen she was standing in changed a little bit. The decorations changed back to what they were, and then the wallpaper had a design on it when she was in there, and then it went back to just the painted walls that we had. So I don't know if she thought I was a ghost and maybe I scared someone in the future, or if something happened. I don't know what. I really think it was a time slip because this house was newly built. It had just been farmland before, and nobody had lived in it. I mean, just the owner and me, and I don't know. She just looked so scared. I don't know if you could scare a ghost, but that's why I think it was a time slip, because she was so solid. And that house, it had a weird feeling, like you would think there were people, you would hear talking, and then there'd be nobody. So maybe something was going on there. But that was it. Just saw a person, I scared them, and maybe now I'm a ghost to somebody else. Thanks, guys.
That's really dope.
I like that idea of like,
Yeah.
I scared someone in the future.
Well, I got bad
That's
news
awesome.
for Becca. Becca, you're the ghost.
Yeah, like,
Yeah,
girl,
it's very the
have you seen
others.
the-
Yeah,
yeah, like, girl, you
yeah.
are Nicole Kidman.
It's the others.
You and your kids.
I would be
are
so
ghosts.
upset.
Yeah.
Like, what if Becca's legit a ghost though, and just sent us an email because she's like doesn't know?
That would be incredible.
Yeah, they said he's in my house, and it's like, girl, you died 19 years ago.
Yeah, Becca is living the sixth sense.
Yes.
She's Misha Barton.
I am-
I
I love spoiling
P.S.
movies.
I always am vomiting too.
think my stepmother is feeding me Pinesville.
That
my
was
God.
that was at least like one of those scary story or spooky stories. It's like sort of fun though. Like
Yeah, I like it.
and I love the idea that because I was curious as to what the woman was wearing to like see if you could place a time, but like the the wallpaper and stuff being different.
Yeah, the decorations.
Oh.
Time slip, dude. You scared someone in the future or you're dead.
Yeah, I do think that there is a like multiple dimensions.
Yeah.
Okay, like I don't know if this is. I took a drug recently, DMT. and
You did?
Yes.
What happened?
And it changed my life. Yeah. It was such a weird metaphysical journey
Yeah.
that I never anticipated of like going on. And then while I was there, I was like, this is like, it was a like one more of those moments of being like, there's no way my brain can explain this. Therefore, this must be a new thing.
Yeah.
And I was like, all right, this is a new thing. There are different dimensions because what I experienced was so like viscerally real.
Yeah.
And yet I was very conscious of being like, I'm not where I normally am. It was like such, and me and my friends did it, and we all, the way that we set it up. So long story short, some lady in a treehouse gave us a bunch of drugs.
In a
Sounds about
treehouse?
right. That sounds about
And so we're
right.
like, yep.
Okay. Say no more. We all got the picture.
And we were like, okay, we're gonna like make this like a writing thing. So we're gonna like space this out.
So
'Cause,
you
like,
can write this off.
Yes, because like we don't do like we're not like drug users, and so we were like, these are all drugs you would like do at like a festival. Like it was like Molly, like acid, and like things that like we were like, oh, we would like to try this in a very safe and controlled environment.
Yes.
Yeah.
So we like went over, like we picked a friend's house, made like forts. We like ordered food. We had like we were like, this is going to be like a sleepover where we try a drug.
Yes. Yeah.
And it was just like so beautiful, and we like bonded. But like the DMT, we like did it, and then we would like sit in silence while the person took their trip and just like play like music, and we'd just be like, okay, and they'll wake up because it's like
it's 15
pretty short.
minutes, right? Or like pretty quick.
It's pretty quick, and that's what's so strange is that you like go to this place, and you come back as if nothing happened. There's no like, oh, I'm groggy. It's like you're like this, suddenly you're unconscious, then you come back like, whoa, that was crazy.
Really?
Like,
and you didn't feel bad or anything?
I never knew it was like
truly
that.
Like back to normal, and then we sat there and each person just like talked about like what we experienced, and we like wrote some stuff down, and then we were like, this was fun. And then we were like, and then we did it one more time, then we were like, okay, we never have to do this again. We're done with this.
I love that you were like, let's take turns, like, so you didn't do it together then.
No, we like took turns and like watched as like we experienced it.
Oh wow.
We sat in silence listening to like beautiful like music, and then the person came to, and we were like, okay, what was that like? And then we were just like, well, this is great. And what was so crazy, my friend did it first, and she like took her trip, and then when she came back, she was like, strange thing, I felt like my trip was for Asia, which was my other friend, and we like talked about like why, and like each of our trips was so different, but in a way that was so like conscious of us being like, this is exactly what we felt and experienced and saw and talked to.
Wow.
Like, and it was like when I like took it, you like kind of like black out. And I felt like my skin vibrate off of my face. Like I felt like I vibrated into nothingness.
Whoa.
And then you like it was me doing what I normally do in life, which is like trying to justify like what's happening, and me being like, how do I rationalize this? And me being like, okay, well, I've taken a drug, this happened, and then me being like, okay, and then trying to debunk the thing that I just thought of. So it was just like me digging like intellectual holes like very quickly.
Whoa.
And then at some point I just kind of like shed my like normal like skin, and I kind of felt like God, but not in a way of like I'm God, but me being like, okay, everything feels so neutral, where I was like, nothing matters, but not in a way of like nothing matters.
Like nihilist style.
It was like everything just felt from my point of view, and it was like a thing where I just kind of like reassessed and validated that like everything that I see is through my eyes, and that I am basically a god creating life, because like every second is me living a thing, consciously choosing what I do every second, and maybe like I could literally do whatever I want. What are those consequences? Sure, but like, and just reconnecting with like how much power we have as humans have, and then I came to and just was like, hey guys, so like the way that I think about life feels different. And I just was like,
oh wow,
everything felt like slightly like lighter, and I was like, everything felt like important, yet useless.
Yeah.
And it was like, everything is what I make it. And I just have to like realize, which is like a very simple thought, but in the way that I got there, it felt so solid that I was like, this is the only way that I can think now, because why would I not think this way?
Yeah.
Oh my
like, this just
God.
makes life easier to live.
That's incredible.
And it was just like really cool. But like, and then to hear each thing that my friend, like my friend was like, her trip was like, she was at a literal party. And they were like, hey, you are in a place that's not like, this is not where you're at. Like this is a new space. Welcome. And she was like talking to people. And then the second trip, they were like, hey, this party's over. You are no longer invited. Like this was a
during
moment.
her second trip, she went back to that party.
Oh wow, they were like, this
and
was
then they were like, we were like, that moment was done, so now you just have to stay here. And she was like, it was just her having to sit in a space where they were like, where they just ignored her, because they were like, this is no longer for like,
you.
you had your time here and now that time is over. And then she was like, I didn't like that. And like I was like, yeah, like that makes sense. And my second time,
what happened in your
felt like the first time, but like the opposite, where I was just like in this void. And it was just like nothingness, and then I just had to like stay there. And then I was by a like window.
That's so interesting.
Where like, and like the wind just kept like hitting me, but it was hitting me in a way that felt very sexual.
Yeah.
But in a way that was like, I don't control my body. So it was like freeing, but in like a weird way of being like, I feel like a slave to the wind. Like it was true. Like this wind is doing whatever it wants to me, and I can't stop it. And I was like, well,
that's so interesting. How like the first where because you said we're like, we did it twice, we don't ever have to do it again. Where it feels like even the drug was telling you like, just do it that one time.
Yeah.
Like chill.
DMT told you just don't do me twice.
Whoa.
It was cool.
That's fascinating.
Yeah, and like it. And we watched like a lot of stuff prior, because we were like, we're not trying to just like do things for like shits and like, but we were like, oh, like watching like documentaries and being like, oh, people have like studied this.
Yeah.
And just I have this thing with like death. I really don't like death, because like it affected me like very young. And DMT releases the chemical that releases when you die.
Oh, right.
And so it kind of was like, it really did like make me think of death in like a different way. It'd been like, sure, everyone dies, but like there's literally nothing we can do. And it just feels like, and coming back from that and being like, that's something I've never experienced in my, like, it's not like any feeling I can ever like describe. Like, I was like, there's no way that I can like describe this.
Yes.
And just being like, oh, is this what death is? Like, is that just like being nothing, and then coming back from being nothing and being like, oh, this is what we go to? Like, we just kind of are like nothing, but not in like a way that was like, life is useless, but being like, wow, well, I can only do what I can do. Shit.
Kind of calming. Exactly.
Like, okay, so like, once this is done, this is done.
Yeah.
So
that's the end.
Cool.
Today's episode has
So
been
I'm gonna
brought
have
to you by
fun.
DMT.
Everybody do some.
I mean, yeah, but like it's like something that was like cool for me, but I like recognize that like everybody don't want to do. Like I'm like that was like a cool thing that I can like talk about.
Yeah.
But like the time like we did like Hella Z, like very fun. It wasn't as like. It wasn't that like it was like, oh, I see why people do this drug. I like festivals, but I was like, also too long. Like I don't have time for this.
Right.
So so like having that be the very last one that we did felt very like ceremonial. Like, oh, cool. And then we were
like a closing of the doors.
We are done with this. And like it was. And it bonded me and my three friends, I think, forever.
Yeah, I bet.
Because it wasn't necessarily like we are young, edgy, cool kids doing drugs. It was like, oh, we're like doing these drugs, and then just like having deep conversation about like what these are. And
I love
just be
that
like, how do we feel
setup.
about
That's
this?
very cool.
Yeah.
And it was like really cool to not necessarily be like, we are trying to prove something. Like we took Molly and truly just like took a walk and then was like talking about like trees and just being like,
yes.
it was truly beautiful.
That.
Like, it was beautiful.
Love that.
Oh man, Dewayne, this has been so much
This
fun.
has been awesome. Thank
You're
you
like
for
a
doing
walk
this.
on Molly.
Thank you for having me.
Do you want to plug anything or?
Sure, I'll plug myself.
Yes, that's what I meant.
You can find me on the Instagram and Twitter on Twitter it's at Dewayne Perkins. It's spelled DEWAYNE. There's another Dewayne Perkins. That's not me.
Oh.
the young gay one.
Yeah.
And he's my father. No, he's not my father. He's just a guy that does stand up. Yeah, but it's crazy. He has the same name. Then on Instagram, it's Dewayne K. Perkins.
All right.
Awesome.
Thank you, Dewayne.
Thank you.
Thank you. Oh, yeah. Thank you so much for listening to A Funny Feeling.
If you have a paranormal experience that you would like to share, please send us a voice memo, or you can email us just a letter at funnyfeelingpod@gmail.com. I'm Marcy.
I'm Betsy, and don't shit your pants.
That was a HeadGum podcast.